Hi guys, so I know it's been a while. As some of you know, some of you don't, I know people follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, on here. I think I talked about it a little bit in my video about how I feel about ostomy reversal. I did have ostomy reversal surgery about exactly 2 months ago on May 9th, and things have been really rough since then. I'm not really ready to talk about that yet. I'm actually really, at the moment, missing my ostomy and the freedom that came with it, which I'll explain in another video, or several videos rather, because it's a very lengthy topic of conversation. But since I have been missing my ostomy so much, I know that sounds so weird because like when I first got it I was very grossed out, but you follow me on Instagram, you know that I would go to the beach in my bikini, and I just loved my ostomy. It gave me so much freedom, and I feel like all of that freedom is gone now, and I'm kind of like mourning the loss of it, so I'm gonna make you guys another video about ostomies, and the things that I would always make sure I had with me, and how I would bring them with me, I guess, and store them. So I would always have like a travel makeup case, so like this actually has like toiletries in it now because it's in my purse now, so it's got like medicine and lip gloss, whatever, but this could be used. This is the one that I actually used in my backpack for school, and I only use this in my backpack. I always make sure that I had a purse with like multiple pockets so that I could just store stuff in my purse pockets, but this is what I brought with me in my backpack to school, or sometimes I left in the car if it wasn't hot out. I left ostomy stuff like this and a thing like this in my car once, and the tube of paste melted, my ring melted, and my wafer was like so sticky it like actually ruined the bag because it got stuck to it because it got really hot. So don't leave your stuff in a hot car, because if you really need it, you'll think you have supplies in your car and they'll be like all melted and gross. But anyways, I'm going to show you what is in here, and like I said, just kind of like a travel makeup bag type of thing. So the first thing that I have in here is just a little clear like travel size. You can put like shampoo in here and get them in like the little travel section with the travel shampoos at Target, Walmart, drugstore, wherever. Hold on one second. Anyways, wherever. This I have in there because, and I've heard conflicting things on this, it never caused a problem for me. I preferred my output to be a little more liquidy because it was easier to empty. Obviously, nutrition-wise, diet-wise, you want it to be a little bit thicker, so when I had thicker output I would just fill this up with water and I'd pour a little bit in there and like roll it back on each other. I used the Hollister lock-in roll, so I'd roll it back and like swish it around a little bit, not like violently or anything, and it didn't get like all up in the seal or anything, just enough to kind of coat the bag, dump it out. That way I only had to do it once and there wasn't like all the stool pancaking at the opening of my ostomy bag, so that's what that's for. Not really necessary as in terms of like stuff you absolutely need, sorry, if you have to change your ostomy, but it's something that I like to have, so I kept in there, and that's that. The next thing is, let's see, I have a pair of rubber, well not rubber gloves, like latex gloves. I don't use gloves when I change my ostomy at home. It just doesn't gross me out. I did like, I think the first like 3 times I ever changed my bag, but I have these in there because you never know where you're gonna have a leak or where you might end up changing your bag, and if it's dirty, these will keep my hands clean and hopefully help things, I don't know, it just makes me feel better, a little cleaner. So I have a pair of latex gloves. The next thing I have is a marker, and that goes hand in hand with, where are they? Where are they? I don't see them. Here they are. I have a marker and old cutouts from my stoma. This one's really long and wide because, as we talked about, I had fistulas I had to cut around, which also made it very hard to just like pre-cut my wafers in my to-go kit because it would change shape, and wherever the fistulas were I had to cut around them. So I just brought a variety of different ones so I can like have a starting point at least, and then use this to draw. With that, I have a pair of scissors, to cut it out because, like I just said, I couldn't pre-cut them with the nature of my fistulas, and I also had a very oblong stoma both times with my end ostomy and my loop ileostomy, so scissors were a must as well, so that I could cut it out and get an opening. The next thing I have is stoma powder. This isn't something that I would say everybody needs to have in there. Like if you have a leak on the go and you're just trying to get a fast bag change in and just get going, not absolutely necessary. I know some people don't use this at all. It was always very necessary for me. Again, with the fistulas, I always had stool draining on my skin, even if I cut around them. So I always had irritation, and this guy was like my best friend. I use the Hollister Adapt Stoma Powder. That's just a preference. I know all the other brands make them as well, but this is what I use, and I always make sure I have one like at home, in my purse, in my little carry-on bag, or carry-with bag rather. So yeah, I always make sure I have that. Next thing is I always made sure to have barrier wipes, because you can't just put powder on, obviously, and then stick your bag on, or it will not stick. Also just gives me a better seal, and it protected my skin a little bit more, kind of helped a little bit with the irritation, really sealing that powder. So yeah, barrier wipes. And I use the 3M Cavalon blue and white. I know it's backwards, but that's what I use. It's kind of like a real spongy one. Other people have talked about them. Maybe I'll talk about all the products that I used to use with my ostomy in a later video or something, because like I said, I'm just really missing him right now. Good old Melvin, who wasn't actually that good, but better than Crohn's. And then going backwards, because I just talked all about putting my ostomy on, taking it off, I have adhesive remover. I use barrier rings. Like I said, I really have to protect my skin around my stoma, so even with leaks sometimes I would still have chunks of like the ring stuck to me. So these, and then for some reason wiping with adhesive remover also always made me feel cleaner, so I have some adhesive remover in here. Then I also have a flat wafer. This one I did cut out a little bit of. It was at a time when I didn't have fistulas, but I could always cut it bigger because I have cut to fit. But wafer and an extra bag, so that's in there. It's a two-piece system, but I have them clicked together just to save some space. So I have that, and then I also have another bag, just because with my luck I'd have one and then need the other, or if I ended up using one then I still had one in there. It wasn't like, oh, I forgot to replace it and now I'm up a creek. So I have that. And then the other thing I have in here is this is, you can't see it, it's in the packaging still, because I found that this kind of peels a little bit easier. It's a convex wafer, because with my fistulas and my little tiny stoma, stool really like to pancake under there, so though it didn't help with the fistulas completely, it did help keep it a little more contained, a little bit less leakage, so I have a convex wafer in here as well. Just a little bit of a variety, because I know different things work for different days. When you have issues with your stoma, like when it's small, or when you have fistulas, or I'm sure a variety of other things. I'm sure you guys can relate. You use different products, maybe not all the time, but sometimes, so that's why I have that in there. Then I have, like I talked about, this is the Hollister Adapt ring. It's similar to Ekin seals, whatever. Just this was necessary for me. Again, like I said, with the fistulas and the leakage, I really needed something on there to give me that like extra oomph, that extra seal, and also to protect my skin. I used to use paste, and I liked that a lot better, so when I used paste I had that in there. But paste has alcohol in it, which burned skin irritation from fistulas, so I switched to these bad boys, and they work and they're fine. It just made me feel like my bag was a little more bulky, but anyways, I'm getting off topic. I have Adapt Hollister rings in there. That is basically it, except for I have a little travel size bottle. I think I got this from the hospital. I don't think they sell these, but a little travel size bottle of Hollister M9 odor eliminator. Very helpful, because to me ostomies have a very distinct smell. My mom thinks so too. She went to work one day and she was like, I think someone in my office has an ostomy, because it smells like ostomy poop because it's so much more acidic. Well, ileostomies, but so much more acidic. Just has a very distinct smell. This stuff was like gold to me when I had my ostomy. I used it all the time. It worked wonderful. Can't say enough good things about this. And like I said, it's Hollister M9, so had that in there. If you buy it from like Edge Park or something, it does come in like a big like 8-ounce container. They do make smaller ones back to this like travel size bottle. They make like smaller ones of those. So what I would actually do is in my purse I had a smaller one of these, and I would fill it up from my 8-ounce bottle, so I had a little bit to go no matter where I was at. Because like I said, especially like at friends' houses, at stores, I just felt better if I could reduce or completely get rid of the odor altogether. And then the last thing is I just have the little trash baggies that the ostomy bags come with, so that I have somewhere to dispose of all this stuff. There was one time I think there was only one time period that I actually ended up needing my emergency kit in public, and I didn't have these, so I went in the women's bathroom and used the thing that you put your tampons in, because there's like extra brown bags in there, so got lucky. Didn't forget these again after that. Luckily didn't need them, but as far as like an emergency kit in general, it's always better to have it than to not have it. So that's my opinion on that. That is all of the stuff that I bring with me. You can see this is empty. It all fit in here, I promise. And yeah, that's it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comment below. I promise I'll talk about ostomy reversal soon. It's just a very emotional topic right now, and I don't want to get into it. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you're all happy and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.